Assalamu alaikum and greetings to all. We will start our program with the recitation of Quran, which is going to be given by Ms. Shanila.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. O mankind, worship your Lord, who has created you and those before you so that you may ward off, who has appointed the earth a resting place for you, and the sky a canopy, and caused water to pour down from the earth, thereby producing fruits as food for you. And do not set up rivals to Allah when you know better.
Thank you so very much, Jazakallah. It will be really kind of all of you if we can have 1 minute for stand-up in the honor of National Anthem. Long live Pakistan. Now I would like to call upon Professor Dr. Shagufta Nas, Head of Biotechnology Department, to please come on stage. I would also like to invite Professor Dr. Fakhanda Manzoor, the Vice Chancellor of Lahore College, Women University, to please ma'am come on the stage. Furtherly, I would also like to invite our international delegates, Professor Dr. Misam Tabatabi from Agriculture Biotechnology Research Institute, Iran, to please come on the stage. Professor Dr. Akram Khan from Sheffield Hallam University, United Kingdom, please sir, join us on the stage. Professor Dr. Athar Tariq from California Department of Food and Agriculture, United USA, please sir. Professor Dr. Uzair Chaudhary from Ontario Institute of Agroecologists, OIA, Canada. Professor Dr. Stephen J. Perkins from Department of Structural and Molecular Biology, University College London, UK. Sir, Dr. Stephen, please. And Professor Dr. Abdul Aziz Elamin Muhammad from Chairman Department of the Pediatrics, College of Medicine, Arabian Gulf University, Bahrain. Please sir, have a seat. Let me take a few moments to introduce you to our prestigious organizer, Professor Dr. Shagufta Nas. Professor Dr. Shagufta Nas is the Director of the Research and Head of Biotechnology Department with over 122 publications and 105 citations in international and national journals of interest. She has published 16 books and has research interest in medical and agriculture biotechnology. She has received a mega grant from nationally and internationally and completed more than 10 projects with 63 million rupees cost under deadlines. She is also having a PARC US project with collaboration of the University of California, Davis. She is a recipient of Research Productivity Award in 2011, 12, 16, 17 and 18 by Pakistan Science Technology PSF, Islamabad. She is also having 1 US patent and filed 15 national patents. She is our senior editor of the Journal of Innovative Sciences, Lahore College, Women University. We would welcome Professor Dr. Shagufta Nas to come and give us a welcome address. Ma'am.
Respected Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Fakhanda Manzoor, Vice Chancellor, Lahore College for Women University, respected national and international delegates, dear faculty members and my very dear students, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. It is a matter of great honor and pride for me to be addressing you on behalf of Lahore College for Women University. Lahore College for Women University is one of the oldest and largest women university in Asia. We are hosting near about 17,000 students in our main campus as well as our affiliated colleges and in Zhejiang campus. For over a century, the LCWU has offered a quality education with an international perspective to students belonging to a wide spectrum of various socio-economic classes of our society. We do this while upholding our unwavering focus on our principles of women empowerment, education and equal opportunity to all. As you know, the conferences, seminars and workshops are platform to share research findings, gain knowledge, share ideas, develop insight and definitely establish collaboration at national and international level. In the year 2017, we arranged first international conference on new trends in natural sciences and the theme was from basic to applied. The purpose of this international conference was to share ideas and expertise to bridge the gap between technology and conventional practices and research integrated with new trends in natural sciences. Now, as you know, we are hosting new trends in natural sciences. This is second international conference, and the theme is public health, food, nutrition, and food safety. We select this topic due to utmost importance of the food and food safety nowadays particularly. This conference is jointly organized by the Department of Biotechnology and Department of Zoology. We have galaxy of participants from the academia, industry, researchers, doctors, government officials, and policymakers from the field of public health and food, nutrition, and food safety. And the main focus of the conference is definitely on to provide a platform to teach and learn about public health, strategies, and basic food practices both nationally and internationally. And the other impact will be on to motivate the participants to make positive changes that influence our common food related practices, to pave a pathway for promotion of research on public health, food, nutrition, and food safety, and to provide a unique opportunity to allow our graduate and postgraduate students to meet national and international delegates to improve their knowledge and communication skills. For this conference, we received near about 300 abstracts from all over the world. 150 abstracts were finalized. 15 international speakers from USA, UK, Canada, China, Turkey, Egypt, and I think from some other countries are here. They will share their knowledge with us on different aspects of public health, food, and nutrition. We have near about 25 national delegates from all over the Pakistan, starting from Sindh, KPK, Balochistan, Punjab, Fata, and Gilgit and Baltistan. Day 1 is dedicated for public health, and day 2 our delegates will share about the food and nutrition, and on the third day we have very exclusive session on food certification and need of halal certification of GMOs, artificial meat, and usage of stem cells in consumables by our muftis and researchers. So the third day is very much important to get the knowledge about the halal certification. I hope you will enjoy and share the ideas and make collaboration from this platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. With apologies, sir, we didn't know that Professor Dr. Ahmed Kardak has also joined us. Sir, we would like you to come on the stage. He is the Dean of Faculty and he belongs from Turkey. Sir, please join us on the stage. Sorry, sir. Today with us is our prestigious Professor Dr. Fakhanda Manzoor, who is the Vice Chancellor of the Lahore College for Women University. She is a postdoctorate from the Ohio State University, USA. She is an ardent believer in the future of the eco-friendly solutions to the urban pest management problems in Pakistan. She is known for her research on taxonomy, biology, and integrated management control of urban insects, pests such as termites, mosquitoes, cockroaches, and ants. She has introduced termite baiting in Pakistan. She has published 24 books nationally and internationally, 1 monograph of HEC, contributed in chapters of 5 books, and has more than 130 publications. She has also got many research projects with 8 research projects in the running team. She has also got a Productivity Award in 2013 from Pakistan Council of Science and Technology. She is the editor-in-chief of the Journal of the Innovative Science and Technology, and she has also been awarded as the best teacher in 2018. We would welcome Professor Dr. Fakhanda Manzoor to please come on the stage and please give us a welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. it is a matter of great honor and privilege for me to address you on behalf of the Lahore College for Women University. I extend my warm welcome to the national and international guest speakers, delegates, faculty members, students and staff of the Lahore College for Women University. This is a series of conferences that we have been organizing since 2017. In that we had first conference on new trends in natural sciences, and to continue that series this year we are also organizing the second international conference on new trends in natural sciences, but this year our theme is public health, food, nutrition and safety. I would also like to pay my heartfelt gratitude to the entire faculty and staff of LCWU for their generous and continued support, which enables Lahore College for Women University to excel in academics, research, in various disciplines of arts and sciences. But this conference is particularly organized by two departments, Department of Zoology as well as Department of Biotechnology. So I congratulate the faculty and students of these two staff members also. Lahore College for Women University has played a pivotal role in empowering generations of women by providing quality education to the students belonging to wide spectrum of various socio-economic classes of our society. This historic institute has been contributing in the socio-economic development of Pakistan since 1922. So it has a long history and it was converted to university in 2002. But in university it is not a period of long years, but if we look its development in research as well as in education, this institute has played a very contributing role in the society. LCWU believes on providing equal opportunity of quality education to all. Being a progressive university, it aims to meet the standard of top international universities. Our qualified and dedicated faculty help students to realize their goals in life and provide them full support and guidance in their academic pursuits. Our mission is to transform our students into rational thinkers, competent workers, law-abiding citizens, and spiritually enlightened individuals. We are striving hard to promote women empowerment in the country. LCWU is aware of the needs and challenges of modern transforming era. We vigorously engage our faculty and students in applied and meaningful research, addressing the current problems of our society and worldwide, which in turn enables them to publish their work in well-reputed journals nationally as well as internationally. Keeping in view the vision of the government to promote research in the country, our university is progressively establishing linkages with the top higher education institutions nationally and internationally, as well as with the industries to promote innovative research. In view of the current job situation in Pakistan, that is not only prevailing in Pakistan as well as it is in globally, LCWU is making enormous efforts to enable young women to be financially empowered through employability as well as entrepreneurship. We have established a business incubation center to facilitate our students to become a productive part of the society. These conferences, seminars, workshops are the platform to share ideas and gain knowledge, develop insight and establish networking collaborations. The aim of this international conference is to provide an opportunity to researchers, academicians and policymakers to share their ideas and expertise about public health strategies and basic food practices at national and international level. So this conference is an ample opportunity for the academicians, for the students to bridge the gap between the in academia and industry also. Similarly, the policymakers and stakeholders, they will also be benefited from the talks given by the various speakers nationally and internationally. I hope you will enjoy this event, and particularly our international speakers, they will enjoy the Lahore too. So thank you very much, and I hope all of you will enjoy this mega event in the academic sense as well as in a cheerful manner. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me introduce you to Professor Dr. Misam Tabatabi, who is a researcher, inventor, and entrepreneur. He is a professor in Agriculture Biotechnology Research Institute of Iran and founding leader of the Biofuel Research Team. He is also the founding president of the Iranian Biofuel Society and is also the president of the Liquid Biofuel Standards Committee at the National Standards Organization. Mr. Misam has co-authored more than 200 peer-reviewed journal articles and book chapters and has achieved more than 10 patents. Today, he will be presenting with us a talk on From 25 Years of Inaction to a Global Transformation for Public Health. Please welcome Professor Dr. Misam Tabatabi.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it's such a pleasure and honor to be with you today, and I would like to thank the organizing committee and the Lahore College for Women University for having me here today. And I do hope that you are going to enjoy the presentation I'm going to give today. And what I'm presenting is the key messages. So the key messages of the 2017 Lancet report, the Journal of the Lancet. We have a commission in UCL, University College London, called Lancet Countdown. We are tackling, actually monitoring and tackling climate change and health. And the title of the presentation is From 20 Years of Inaction to a Global Transformation for Public Health. Okay. Wonderful. So in 2009, we formed the commission, Lancet Commission, and we tried to map out the impacts of climate change on health and come to the conclusion that the biggest threat, the biggest global health threat of the 21st century is climate change. So we published our reports in the prestigious journal of the Lancet. The impact factor was 48 last year, but this year it's raised to 53. And in 2015, we made another announcement that tackling climate change would be the greatest global health as well in the 21st century. So we are facing the greatest threat of the 21st century and the greatest opportunity of the 21st century. So what we have been doing, we have been monitoring some criteria, indicators if you like, and we have divided them into 5 categories. And there are 40-something indicators being monitored annually and reported on in the Journal of the Lancet. And this year's report is going to be published on 29 November, just around 1 month away. So we have thematic group, climate change, impacts, exposure, and vulnerability. We have adaptation planning and resilience for health. We have mitigation actions and health co-benefits. And we have economics and finance, as well as public and political engagement. So there are indicators placed under each thematic group, and around 70 researchers from across the globe are working together, trying to map these threats and trying to offer solutions. So we don't just nag, but we also try to offer solution. And I'm going to offer one solution at the end of my presentation. So, as you should know, the human symptoms of climate change are unequivocal and potentially irreversible, affecting the health of population around the globe. And you should know that these impacts are disproportionate meaning that, for example, in some parts of the globe, we have floods, but in some other parts, we have drought, both of which are the impacts of climate change. So when you experience too much rain somewhere and flooding, so that could potentially be the impact of climate change as well. So there are some important key messages listed down here, and they are catastrophic. Usually in my talks, everywhere I go in the world, I ask one question, and I would like to cooperate with me and answer this question right now. Who in this hall has the pleasure of having a newborn this year or in their family members? Can you raise hands, those who have newborns at home, brothers, sisters? Can you raise hands, please? Wonderful. A 1-year-old. So what I'm going to show you today, we might not see, but those newborn, they will see those days. They will reach 80 one day. I might not. And there are catastrophic impacts awaiting them. So what I'm going to stress today, that we should take action today, and we should offer solutions, and we should not take it easy any longer. Just from 2000 to 2016, 125 people just added to the vulnerable population to heat waves across the globe. 125 million people more vulnerable. Another key message published last year: global labor productivity has decreased over the last 15 years by 5.3%. Just imagine what impact it could bring about when it comes to food security. When heat waves are around, people cannot work effectively as they used to. So the effective production decreases as well. So it's very important to note that when labor productivity decreasing over time, so food security is endangered and national securities are endangered as well. 46% increase in weather-related disasters recorded over the last 15 years. 46% increase, and that's really something considerable. The economic losses related to climate change-related events has increased substantially since 1990. In 2016 alone, $129 billion was lost in the events related to climate change. And the sad part, 99% of this loss took place in poor countries. That's really catastrophic. So countries contributing to climate change, emitting too much greenhouse gases, causing global warming, they're paying 1% for the losses taking place in the world. And poor countries, which are contributing little, they're paying 99%. When there is a flood, for example, in London, just very few people get affected. Very few homes get destroyed, if ever. But when there is a flood in Africa, in a poor country, for example, or in Asia, many homes get devastated, destroyed, and that's the consequence of climate change. So we need to respond now, and even now is too late. So I tried to skip some slides to have more time for the second part. So in 1990, we signed Kyoto Protocol. Then we signed Copenhagen. Then we signed Paris Accord. But they haven't been enough. We haven't been successful in mitigating carbon. We have been successful in maintaining the temperature below the standard level we have been desired for. So, but now there is a momentum globally. I'm afraid the President of the United States, Mr. Trump, ruined some. But in 2017, when the leader of the world got together in Paris, they reached an accord. And they signed it, and they celebrated it. And we were hopeful that something would happen in the world. But pulling out from the accord by the United States really was a big blow to the whole thing. But we are trying to get together for the sake of the humanity and for the sake of the future. So I'm going to skip this. So here you can see a very sad fact about heat waves. So for example, now you see in the news or you hear on TV that the increase in temperature over the last 15 years has been only 0.2 degrees Celsius. This is not true. Why is not true? Because the increase in temperature in urban areas, because we won't live everywhere on the globe, we live in the urban areas. The increase in temperature has been nearly 1 degree Celsius. Meaning that, for example, in Lahore, in the year 2000, if the average temperature was 28, today in Lahore, the average temperature should be, based on global average, should be 28.9. And that's too much. Those who are coming from medical background, they know that around 1 degree Celsius increase in average temperature would cause too much damage to human body, because we are not adopted. Just over 15 years, 1 degree increase in average temperature. That's too much. So in this graph, you're watching that. And another threat, we have been trying so hard over the last 50 years to improve human health. But things are reversing already. I'm afraid if we don't respond today, whatever we have put into improving human health over the last 50 years are going to get undone. We are again experiencing malaria. We are again experiencing lice in the States. Many schools in the States are experiencing lice. You know why? Because, for example, lice population is being controlled by cold, weather. So when there is not enough cold weather somewhere, the lice population won't descend properly. So in the next cycle, it will grow higher. Very simple. So in the Middle East, we are also facing lice outbreak. And that's unacceptable given the high level of hygiene we're observing. And that's all because of climate change. We have dengue coming to Middle East. Nobody would ever believe that we would experience dengue in the Gulf region. So when it comes to food security and nutrition, the number of undernourished people in 30 countries we have evaluated, located in Africa and Southern Asia. And we have realized that just from 1990 to 2016, the number of undernourished people has increased by 422 million individuals. And that's a great number, I'm afraid. I told you about the labor, and this is about immigration. And that's really devastating as well. Just imagine what happened in Europe when around 5-6 million Syrian refugees invaded Europe. The whole system was blown away. We are predicting that by the year 2100, around 1 billion people need to be displaced if we won't take serious action against climate change. 1 billion people have to leave their homes by 2100. So what we have been trying to replace fossil fuels with renewable energies. And we have been trying to make cities better places for people to live in terms of health situation. But we haven't been successful. Some countries have tried so hard, like Germany, India, like China to some extent, United Kingdom, Spain, but that's not enough. Because air quality is very bad in many countries, in many cities, contributing to many diseases, cardiovascular disease, cancers, billions of dollars being spent annually on treating cancer, cardiovascular disease, and all in vain, because the trend is progressive. So I'm going to skip some of more. So here is an interesting slide. 71% of the 2,971 cities we investigated do not meet WHO's standards for air quality in terms of particulate matters. We are seated here and we think that it's safe here, but PM's particulate matters are everywhere around us. Just imagine one strand of hair, ladies and gentlemen, one strand of hair, cut it, 70 particulate matters of 2.5, you can fit them in. So PMs are around you, they are penetrating inside your body, you don't realize, because you're so used to them. And these get inoculated deeper inside your body, for example, bacteria, viruses, because they are harbored by these PMs, particulate matters. So 71%, even London, there was a paper published in the Lancet saying that jogging in London, I'm not talking about very polluted city in the world. Jogging in London, that claim, the paper claimed, jogging in London would be more dangerous to people jogging than staying at home. Because when you jog, you breathe deeper and harder, so you intake more particulate matters when you do exercises. In Southeast Asia, only in 2015, 1,900,000 people died because of air pollution, only in Southeast Asia. So we are talking about wars. We say war, for example, in Iraq or Syria, Afghanistan kills like 100 people, 200, 500 people per day. Air pollution kills more per day. But we call it silent war because nobody notices what's going on and what's going to happen in the future. As I said, in 2016, 797 events related to climate change resulted in $129 billion economic loss. And I said 99% is contributed by the poor countries, I'm afraid. So these are the key messages of the 2017 reports. I would like to invite you to please follow the Lancet Countdown website for the 2018 report, which will be published in November on 29. And there are very important messages to be noted. So the human symptoms of climate change are unequivocal and potentially irreversible, affecting the health of population around the world. Today, while these effects will disproportionately impact the most vulnerable in society, every community will be impacted. So people in the United States should not think that they are safe. The air pollution generated in China has been detected in California. So it's not to say that, okay, I'm living in the States or in London or in Paris or in Tokyo and I'm safe. It's not like that. The globe is a globe and everywhere is interconnected. So it's so naive to think that we would be safe while the others are suffering. The delayed response to climate change over the last 25 years has jeopardized human life and livelihoods, and it could potentially undermine the last 50 years of gaining public health. Climate change is something that affects us all. It's a personal issue, just as a global challenge. So what I would like to humbly request you to be a messenger of climate change. If you are on board with my presentation, please advocate, please get out, spread the message. Everybody should consume less water, everybody should consume less fuel, everybody should be more efficient at home when trying to use fossil fuels. We should decrease our emission, we should avoid traveling when it's not necessary by planes, and we should try to be more considerate, in one word. So we are only just beginning to witness the manifestation of a very concerning threat. This is just the beginning, and there are more to come. Unavoidable increases in global temperature are set to further accelerate or exacerbate a host of health challenges we are only beginning to see emerge today. Prevention is better than cure, everybody knows that. Climate change requires a prompt and robust response as a looming global health crisis whose symptoms are increasingly clear Addressing climate change will lead to savings on health spending. It is also economically rational to reduce climate impacts by reducing emissions. Although progress has been historically slow, the past 5 years have seen an accelerated response, and in 2017, momentum was built actually across a number of sectors. The direction of travel is set with clear and unprecedented opportunities for public health. So these are the key messages published in the 2017 report, and as I invited you earlier, the 2018 report holds very important messages. Please follow. This is the team in London, and just a part of the team rather. So I'm now going, the second part of my presentation, I'm going to offer some solutions. So what we should do, maybe UN SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, be the solution. And now the question is, how can we reach these goals? I assume that you are familiar with SDGs: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, and finally partnership for the goals. So these have been clearly, very nicely picked. And if we reach these goals, the world would be a better place for everybody. Just imagine if all of them are in place in Lahore, in Tehran, in Dubai, in Beijing, in Tokyo, in Los Angeles, everywhere. We will really have a field day enjoying ourselves, living together. And I really pray that this will happen one day. So what we need courage. We need motivation. We need impact investment. And we need corporate social responsibility. So these are the things we need to achieve this. When I say courage, I mean courageous people, like Professor Muhammad Yunus, like Malala, and like the recent Nobel Peace Prize winner. So we need these people. So you can join. You can be courageous, help us reach SDGs. When I say motivation, I mean people who have been affected already by climate change, by inequality. So motivation could be being applauded in a hall like this. Could be very internal, it's okay. Any type of motivation is required. When I say impact investment and donation, I mean like Bill Gates Foundation. I mean like Wellcome Trust in London, who is funding us. I mean like Facebook, what Facebook's doing. So we need these impact investments and donations, and we need corporate social responsibility, in short, CSR. Many companies now have CSR department, but they are not enough. They are not enough. We need more. We need more sustainable system. The problem is, whatever we are doing now, how much time left for me? Okay, 10 minutes is just perfect. So the global economic system is currently in contrast with reaching SDGs. It also leads to environmental damages, unequal distribution of wealth, and spreading poverty. So the current economic system is incapable of reaching SDG goals because we don't have a sustainable money. So what I mean by that, I just want to refer to the history of money. If you remember one day with barter, then we invented gold in our economic system. We started trading with gold and coins. Then we printed out money, as we're doing today. But existing currencies are no longer backed by real gold either, by real assets. For example, the United States of America started printing money in the 90s without any backup because of the global demand. So the money we are using today in many countries in the world, they are not backed by assets either. More importantly, They are in no way impact-backed. So these are the keywords. They have never been actually, they never meant to address sustainability. US dollars, European euros, none of these currencies were meant to support sustainability. Were meant to support human health. They're only for benefits. So don't you think that these currencies and the current economic system is actually the mother of the crisis we're experiencing? So we need a new economic system based on offering solutions and the implementation and getting results. So we believe that money should be created based on values. Not there should be money first and values created. So when you do volunteer jobs, for example, Doctors Without Borders, when they go somewhere help, what they do should create money. When you do something good to benefit humanity, money should be created. When you offer a solution to a village suffering from water insanity, money should be created. So that's called sustainable money. And we have a solution for that. So what would be the most agreed upon value globally? Human values. I think everybody would agree with that. So what we have done, there is a community in Liechtenstein, in the German-speaking countries, is distributing a new digital cryptocurrency, crypto money called SOBs, or SOBs, which stands for social business, that only gets created if someone helps solve a problem. You are familiar with Bitcoin, right? And Ethereum. You know the economy of the world is changing so fast. Singapore announced a few days ago that they are moving toward cryptocurrency. In Dubai, if you have an accident, insurance, accident, everything is on blockchain. In 5 years, we don't have such an economy. Countries who move fast, they will be on board. Countries who are left behind, they will be far away. Singapore, around 80% of the transaction in Singapore, you know Singapore is one of the most developed countries in the world, probably most in the West. 81% of the transaction are electronic, and now the government has announced something which has shocked Asia a few weeks ago, because they are going to adopt a crypto. So blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies are changing the world. Dorium is a tool set actually rewarding financing sustainable solutions. We finance solutions. The value of the solution is engraved on a coin, so each coin of the new currency, of the new economic system, is carrying a piece of a solution, a piece of an improvement, and a piece of sustainable infrastructure. So in the Dorium concept, when governments are incapable of solving their regional problems, companies, etc., can step in, take responsibility, and try to solve the problem. This could be happening in Lahore. We are doing it in Papua New Guinea. I'm going to explain later. We are providing, through a German company, we are providing clean water to the community there. So the government is incapable, it doesn't matter. We take actions, we take responsibility, we solve the problem. Governments are okay, but they don't need to do everything. We people are responsible for our future, for the future of our kids, our next generation. We should take action. So social work is another word, public-private partnership is another term. So where there are more problems, there are more opportunities and potentially more SOPs, more money to be created and earned. So I told you that SOPs is managed on blockchain. So please, please, please study blockchain, because this is the revolution of the new century. 21st century revolutionized rather by the internet. And this is the next revolution, computers, internet, and now blockchain. Blockchain, very simply I'm going to put it, this is I think my last slide. Okay, let's put it this way. If a professor would like to transact some money into my account, who is going to authenticate that, verify it, a bank. We need a bank in the middle, we need law firms. Blockchain removes all. So it's not centralized anymore, it's distributed. This slide tries to show you. Everything is distributed. Everything is verified by millions of people, millions of servers. There is no hacking opportunity. There is no fraud if blockchain is used as we believe. And everything is clear. Every transaction is clear. There will be no money laundering. So that's the new system. There is no bribing, nothing. Everything will be registered. It's like a ledger. And there is a hashing system. So every movement is hashed, cryptographed, and there are codes of 64, if I'm not mistaken, digits. And every block has a hash number, and the hash number is shared by the preceding and the following block. So there is no way to get around the system, and that's blockchain. There is I'm going to present to you a very short movie broadcast on Deutsche Welle, and you will see by yourself, what we have been doing over the last few years. Over $2 million we have spent so far on the implementation of this thorium. We have Nelson Mandela's granddaughter, Dorothy, on the team. We have the co-founder of Ethereum, if you know the currency, on the team. We have many people. We have the former lawyer of Michael Schumacher on the team, and some more. So please watch this video clip.
Environmental pollution, poverty, and just the existing economic system is creating environmental pollution, poverty, and just consider the distribution of wealth worldwide. It is a disaster. So obviously we need a new economic system based on democratic principles.
Dorium, the community, looks for problems, and when we find one, the solution will be financed, and financing the solution creates currency. It's about education and expanding skills. It's about diseases and water, and about providing care. These are all areas that Dorium supports. Just about any solution for a problem that makes a difference in the world. We reward new ideas.
Wir honorieren ein Umdenken.
Sharp elbows and strength is what it takes to win in American football. And above all, team spirit and the desire to achieve something for the greater good. That also applies to the coaches. They all work for the Darmstadt Diamonds on a voluntary basis. Thomas Gebauer has been coaching young people on the football field for years now. Sport has kept some of them off the streets and helped prevent them from potentially slipping into a life of crime. His unpaid dedication in Darmstadt has been rewarded in the form of this card.
It's a volunteer reward card. With it, you can visit museums or go to the theatre. It's a way of acknowledging what people do and giving them something back.
The concept got Gebauer thinking. Could rewarding people for voluntary work in their community help make the world a better place? That's why 4 years ago he teamed up with some entrepreneurs, including Andreas Lang, to create a social currency. It rewards people who solve problems sustainably, in society, in the environment, or in training and education. They named their project Dorium. It's a foundation using blockchain technology worldwide to assess the value of an idea.
There are problems young people face that can be reduced through voluntary activities like these here. There's value in that. In fact, it can be displayed in a currency. Then the community can say, we like this and we want to back it. Therefore, we'll give you so many impact tokens to support it. Through Dorium, I can trade these social impact tokens into a tradable cryptocurrency, the SOBs.
The project even reaches places like the jungle of Papua New Guinea. The idea of a social cryptocurrency has a lot of potential in developing countries. That's why the founders of Dorium have come to Port Moresby, the capital city of Papua New Guinea, to introduce their concept at a startup conference. For the past 2 years, Andreas Lang and co-founder Hajir Tahasori have attended blockchain events worldwide, drumming up interest in sustainable investments.
Everybody worldwide is able to be a part of this new ecosystem, and this ecosystem is just rewarding the sustainable behavior.
Clean drinking water, for example, is a problem in many countries. Today it's possible to purify water, but the technology is often unaffordable for poorer regions. In Germany, a small company produces this high-tech ceramic. It can filter water and clean out pollutants. The founders have financed a water purification container in a pilot project. A village in Bangladesh wants to use it to get clean drinking water.
It's no longer about a bank issuing a loan or an aid organization working in Africa. Today, the global community can solve problems. We can decide together which solution is financed, where and how it's financed.
The name of the new cryptocurrency, spelled SOBS, derives from social business. The two entrepreneurs have been able to win over support from some influential people, such as Nobel Prize winner Muhammad Yunus and the granddaughter of Nelson Mandela. But can blockchain technology really ensure that no SOBS coins are produced before a problem is actually solved?
Only with this impact token in my blockchain, which is managed by the global community, can I create SOBS coins. I always need an impact, a solution to create a SOBS coin. So it's not possible for just anyone to create SOBS coins with money. SOBS don't fall from the sky. There'll only be a new SOBS, a new medium of exchange, when somebody has created a solution and is making a real contribution.
Whether the idea actually works or not will depend on how many people, companies or countries want to reward social commitment and volunteering. And they will need to have confidence in the new cryptocurrency SOBS and accept it as a means of exchange.
All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, it was an honor to be with you today. And I also would like the organizing committee again, and I would also like to extend my appreciation to Dr. Noman and Dr. Rafana, who facilitated and invited me here. And I hope to see you again, and I hope that one day we will have a planet free of pollution, free of injustice and inequality, a planet where we take hands, we move shoulder by shoulder, arm in arm, and we solve problems together. Have a nice day.
Thank you so very much. Now I would like to invite Professor Dr. Akram Khan from Sheffield Hallam University to talk over his topic over development of new synthetic methods for making analogs for natural products as potential anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer agents. I would also like to tell that he is a PhD in organic synthesis at the University of Sheffield. He is teaching biosciences programs. His research interests are in the synthesis of the novel drugs for the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, malaria and bacterial conditions. Please welcome Professor Dr. Akram Khan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is unusual for me to, I love this when I go to Muslim countries and deliver something, because I can do this greeting, beginning with the name of Allah. Right, I am a Pakistani born person who actually went to England at a young age. My father went in 1951 and I moved later on, and so I'm educated completely in England, although I was born in Pakistan. I learned Urdu naturally, I learned Punjabi naturally, Pashto, my mother tongue, naturally. Arabic, yes, I can manage some Arabic. Dr. Abdulaziz is here from Bahrain. I was speaking with him a little bit. Okay, so when I was in the University of Kuwait actually for 10 years after doing my PhD in organic synthesis, and then I moved back to England, and I decided to stay actually, and then the war broke out, and that made my decision very easy. So I joined what was called at that time Sheffield Polytechnic, and it became Sheffield Hallam University in 1992. And there I started a new sort of, you could say, research career. Originally I'm an organosulfur chemist, but there in Sheffield Hallam I met people that were wonderful, and I started a new sort of era in my career. Right. So this curcumin story actually is from there. The head of the biomedical sciences, Professor Kim Rainsford, Australian originally, and also he was the head of the research center there. And I joined him, I collaborated with him, and the story really evolved from there. So, right. So basically, the development of new synthetic methods for making analogues of natural products as potential anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer agents. This is something I'm concentrating on. Now, I want to say something to you students. Now, you are in the science, well, zoology and technology sort of departments here, but organic chemistry is the basis for understanding everything. You should bear that in mind. I say this to my students. Chemistry in England is a must if you want to become a medical student. If you apply for medicine in England, you have to have A-level FSc, for example, chemistry. If you don't have that, it doesn't matter. You will not get into the university, the faculty. So organic chemistry is very important for developing drugs, for understanding technology, biotechnology, for understanding herbicides, medicinal products, everything, you name it, at the molecular level. So let's have a look. Right. I want to show you some trends in the cancer, colorectal cancer, and the incidence of mortality, in the world. And you have some figures there, actually. Cancer actually is a leading cause of death worldwide, and it's increasing, especially breast cancer. And you can see the figures there: lung cancer 2 million, breast cancer 2 million, colorectal 1.8, prostate 1.28, skin cancer is 1 million, and stomach is 1. So it's on the increase. These are figures from the net. Colorectal cancer is the third most commonly diagnosed malignancy and the fourth leading cause of cancer death in the world. According to the figures, 1.4 million new cases and almost 700,000 deaths occurred in 2012. And as I said, it's on the increase. The global burden of colorectal cancer is expected to increase by 60% to more than 2.2 million new cases and 1.1 million deaths by 2020, which is what, 2 years' time, something like that? Some figures for you here. The cases of cancer in the bowel cancer in UK in 2015 was roughly 42,000, and then the deaths were something like 16,384 in 2016. So you see and I just want to show you some relative statistics of USA and India. These are figures that I have. Comparative analysis, for example, of cancer, different types of cancer. So you can see that here you've got, look, prostate cancer. These are per 100,000 population, okay? So the figures in there represent per 100,000. So you can see that breast cancer is 89 high, isn't it? Quite high figure. And also lung cancer is quite high in there as well. So cancer in women, for example, the breast cancer is higher than men. And the figures show that lung cancer in men, I beg your pardon, not women. In lung cancer in men is higher in the United States compared with India. Now you look at those figures, and especially the colorectal cancer, concentrate on that, the third one. And look at the incidence of cancer in USA, 46.3 cases per 100,000, whereas in India, for men, it's only 6.6. Aren't there striking differences? This is very, very striking. And this is the story, actually, that I'm about to reveal to you. Why? Why is that? And the magic answer is this. we Indians and Pakistanis, and I think the South Asians, some other South Asian countries, we love our haldi, don't we? We put it into our curries. There is no curry without haldi, right? Turmeric. Yes. And actually, this is a gift from God to mankind. There are many other gifts as well, natural products. Nature provides the solution. Remember this. And the Prophet ﷺ said this as well. For every disease there is a cure. Nature provides the answers. It is for us to find the answer. The world is big. The trees are too many. The plants are too many. We have to find the right answer. So, this is curcumin or haldi. This is the plant, the rhizome, from which this yellow material comes from, the rhizome, curcumin longa, and pictures here for you, nice. This is on the left-hand side, the familiar yellow color powder, turmeric. You can see the ginger here underneath, which you grind to get the powder. And this is the magic compound. As I said, the incidence of cancer was low in India because that was a figure for India, and I'm sure we can get a similar picture for Pakistan if we do statistics analysis. And the reason is because we take curcumin, we take haldi in our cooking. Haldi is the magic compound, or rather compounds, the herb that we actually are protected with. Right. When I went to my university database and I pressed the search button for curcumin, this is what I came with. This is the search that I came with when I pressed my library search button for curcumin. Now, you can see there are 52,300 articles, books 627, and e-books 23, conferences more than 100, patents more than 2,000, and it's a huge number. The haldi, or the raw material used in medicine, is 12,288. The extract of the raw material called curcumin has got 10,270 publications and attentions. Apoptosis, cancer, right, has got 7,417. The chemistry of haldi has got over 7,000. Biology with haldi has got 5,281 articles. Antioxidant properties has got more than 5,000. Cancer properties of haldi has got more than nearly 5,000 publications. And inflammation has got 4.5 almost publications. Enormous. People are giving it attention because it is very important. It seems to be a panacea, okay? So, the anti-inflammatory actions of curcumins, these are the compounds inside haldi, which I'll show you in a minute. And the properties include antioxidant activity, inhibition of signal transduction via the kappa, NF beta kappa, okay, and the APA1 inhibition of phosphate lipase, A2, cyclooxygenase COX, the COX, cyclooxygenases, there's two of them, COX1 and COX2. Lipooxygenases involved in the leukotriene synthesis and nitric oxide. These activities may be potentially important for the control of arthritis and pro-apoptotic growth inhibitory effect in the synovials. So we have I have a lot of slides here, but I'm going to be quick on this. Look, this slide is a slide that has books of information. So curcumin in the center has all these therapeutic properties. It is used for diabetes, it is to control diabetes, it is used as an antioxidant, it is even used for gallstone cardiovascular control, wound healing. Yes, this wound healing is familiar, isn't it? You know, when you have a wound, you put haldi on it. It's an old-fashioned treatment. People must have heard of this. It's quite commonly used in our country here in Pakistan as a remedy. Lung fibrosis and anti-inflammation, arthritis, Alzheimer's. it has so many properties, and the list goes on. Look at it, this slide is full of information. These are the molecular mechanisms or the targets which curcumin actually is involved in the system, in the biological systems, animal systems, okay? So it targets the gene expression, it plays a role in the transcription factor, and in the cancer, it affects enzyme, protein kinases. It has all these molecular roles. Curcumin, as I said, is a panacea. This is a word that means it's a cure for everything. Curcumin is the cure of everything. But of course, you have to take. I'll show you this a little bit later. You know, if you use it as a medicine, the curcumin compound, there are problems with it, and I'll tell you the problems. And also, you have to take large doses of it. But it prevents you from getting a lot of the things if you take it on a regular basis. And this is another slide which actually shows you the mechanism of tumor metastasis. Look, so it goes from normal cells to cells, tumor growth, and then the tumor metastasis. And curcumin actually interferes in the transformation process, in the invasion process, in the proliferation. So all the stages that lead to the tumor metastasis. So from normal cells to the tumor cells. It interferes with the growth, right? So it's very good. Curcumin does influence genetic transcription in inflammatory cells, reducing expression of some pro-inflammatory factors, like, as I said, NFK, kappa B, beta, but perhaps almost enhancing some anti-inflammatory factors. In this respect, it partially mimics corticosteroid drugs, which primarily express their principal therapeutic effects in assays for chronic rather than acute anti-inflammatory activities. So if we now look at some of the, well, these are the three compounds that are the major components of, well, that are present in, haldi, curcumin, turmeric, and top one, curcumin, is the major one, 77%. By the way, it's present, these all three compounds are present to the extent of something like 5 or 6% in the haldi. So don't get carried away with the idea that haldi consists 77% of that, and no. Of the compounds, three compounds, the top one is 77% major and the others are small. So haldi contains other things like terpenes, and I have written with Professor Afzal, Muhammad Afzal of Kuwait University, formerly, we have written a review article on the terpenes in turmeric. That's another topic. Right, so here, this is another rhizome. In fact, these are compounds isolated from this ginger officinale, and these are similar to the turmeric compounds, the curcumin I mean, but these have got no double bonds. Have you noticed that they have got actually no double bonds in that? Look, the double bonds are missing here and here. Instead, you have got esters, acetyl. And you know, acetyl coenzyme A is in your body. Acetyl coenzyme A plays a major role in the buildup of terpenes and natural products, yeah? In the fatty acids and synthesis and everything like that. Acetyl coenzyme. So these are acetyl esters, and you notice here as well. So these are some variations of curcumin and ginger officinale. Right, another one for you, another ginger, another natural plant that produces similar compounds, but they have no double bond. Well, one double bond actually in one of them, but no double bond in the others. And so they have similar structures in the fact that they have a chain and then two benzene rings. Right, move on. Okay, as a medicinal chemist or as an organic chemist who is medicinally oriented, you know, we have to analyze the structure of compounds and figure out which part is actually responsible for the activity of the compound. Because on the receptor site, in the mechanism actually, functional groups play a vital role. So here we have a structure of curcumin. This is a structure of curcumin, natural one from haldi. Okay, this is, you can see that we have, in the center, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By the way, each point is a carbon atom. This is the way we write structures. I'm bringing your organic chemistry to scratch, I think, here. Okay, people who've done organic chemistry at very early age, maybe, you know, you can recap. This is the way we write structures. We write carbons. Every time there is a kink, it's a carbon atom. So carbon atom. And then we show the heteroatoms as oxygen there and so on. So this is the structure. It has got a 7-membered chain and then 2 benzene rings identical. And we have an ether linkage, methoxy, and a phenolic group here. And these I have called A, B, C. So the 3 groups actually, A, B, C,
highly honored and privileged to have among us Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Malik, who is the Minister of Energy. He is a Pakistani politician and has been a member of Provincial Assembly from August 2018. Please welcome. Thank you, sir, for being here. So please continue.
Right, so let's continue then. So the slide there has 3 functional groups. There's a 7-carbon chain in the center with 2 double bonds. There are 2 ketone groups. There's a methoxy on the benzene ring and a phenolic group. Remember, phenol groups are acidic and they are present in aspirin as well, if you know, yeah, aspirin. And one of the, in fact, well, aspirin is an ester of the phenolic group, but I mean salicylic acid, and that is important. So let's have a look at these 3 functions are important. It doesn't mean they're critical. I'll show you in a minute, but they are important functional groups, right? So in the laboratory then, you know when quinine was discovered for malaria from the bark of the cinchona tree, right? They isolated quinine in small amounts and they had to chop so much bark to get quinine for malaria. So during World War II, when the Allied forces were fighting in the eastern parts, they were running out. There were lots of mosquitoes and they were running out of quinine supply. So what the American scientists developed was an analog of quinine in 1946. If you go to the library and check the Journal of American Chemical Society in 1946, the whole journal is devoted to anti-malarial work. This is how dedicated the scientists were. So every natural product that God has given us, we can make it a little bit better. God is giving us the opportunity to play with it and make it more potent. The same was the case with, so the quinine was converted into derivatives, and you find derivatives these days, and there are other antimalarials. The same is with turmeric, okay? We have curcumin, but we have tried to, I am one of them. I think I have probably, I claim this, I have probably the richest supply of curcumins probably in the world, I would say. I'm making that bold claim because I know I have made a lot and I know what other people have made. People have made a lot, but I have got a big bank of them and I have a lot of I've had lots of students with projects, project students that I've used to make these things. Anyway, this is how you make it in the laboratory. So we're making now the thing that was in turmeric, the compound, we're trying to make it in the laboratory as one single thing rather than as a mixture. And this is what you do. You start with chemicals. You always start with chemicals that are accessible. This is acetylacetone. You combine it with boric oxide and you form this complex. It's very simple. You mix the two things in a conical flask, you shake them and keep them actually stirring, and after 1 hour this complex forms. It's so easy to do actually. Then the next thing is you put that complex with the choice of your aldehyde, whatever aldehyde you choose, a little bit of base, butylamine in this case. This has been found to be the best one. And you just stir this mixture in a solvent, ethyl acetate, and you form the curcumin complex, as you can see on the right-hand side. My pointer is not very actually clear. I don't know whether you can see the thing moving around. That's the complex. All right, so let's move on. And the complex is then broken down with hydrochloric acid. So this whole process, by the way, takes 2 days. From the starting material to the curcumin is 2 days work. Student can do this in 2 days. And then filter the product on the Buchner and dry it. And it's more or less pure. It's more or less pure. You can purify it by column chromatography if you want. So let's move on then. So we can make the natural things like this. Yeah? So it's very easy to make it actually. This is, when I first started work on this, I was playing with things as an organic chemist. I was finding new methods. And then I discovered that in the literature, this is called the Pabon method, which was actually published in the late 70s. Nobody did work on it though. This method was published and this chap Pabon made curcumins, but nobody was working on curcumin. Right, look, show you some pictures of my compounds. So I speak with evidence, right? So look, these are some of my, I just took some from my bank and I thought I'll just photograph them. The day before I flew here, I took a day off. I was working from home, actually 2 days before, it was a Thursday. Friday I go to the university because I'm also the khatib there, I had to give the Friday prayers. But on Thursday I sat at home, got my compounds with me from the bank, and I put them on paper and I drew the structures and I took some out, look, just to show you what they look like. And there are different variations. You've got a biphenyl ring here. The middle bit is the same as it is in natural, but the side things are different. And you see it has a red color. This is orange, a yellow color, and this has got fluorine in. So they're all, very, we call them analogs. Look, you've got another one here, pure. This is the natural one, by the way. We made the natural one so many times. You can get it from the turmeric by chromatography, but we made it, and this is what it looks like. This is the ethyl variation. Look, it's a methyl group, another extra carbon here, and this is the ethyl analog of the natural curcumin. So let's move on. Look, this is the nitro version of the natural curcumin. The hydroxy is there. We'll put nitro group on, and this is what it looks like. This is the we said the diphenolic protected form group curcumin derivative, and it is and by the way, these, the labels that I have underneath, RK, these are my students. I had Riyad Khatib, who was a Jordanian student, and this Riyad Khatib was so wonderful. He spoke fluent German, fluent English, fluent Arabic, and he was fantastic in the laboratory. He made most of the compounds for me at the beginning. We made others, of course, since then. But he was a wonderful student, Riyad. So wherever you see RK, that's what it means, Riyad Khatib. This one is not Riyad Khatib, this is II. This was Ismail, one of my recent students. So this was one of his compounds. If we move on, look, the last two that I want to show you from, these are just the select ones. You don't have to have a benzene ring. I've made derivatives that are different. Furan with a nitro group. Pyridine. Look, they are black actually. And from our study, this is a wonderful, just look at this, ascorbic acid. derivative. Vitamin C, you know vitamin C, don't you? Yeah? I've worked on vitamin C quite a bit. I take it every day in multigrams because I believe Linus Pauling was right when he said multigrams of vitamin C will protect you against the cold. And I was saying to Dr. Riyad, who will talk to you tomorrow, I think, Dr. Riyad is sitting as one of the speakers, I was with him, and I said to him, and he knew Linus Pauling, I said, really? And Linus Pauling said that it protects you against a common cold. I'm a living proof of that. I've been taking vitamin C in multiple grams since 1982. 82. How many years is that? You work it out. So I've stopped having colds. Okay, so let's move on. So this is a derivative, curcumin derivative of ascorbic acid, vitamin C. That one there is a different derivative, and so on. So these are my compounds. Okay, what have we done with it? So our biological work on this then. Let's do a little bit of biology on this, okay? So what did we do with them? We did the following. We tested them for cancer. So we did in vitro testing on some of these compounds. And this was done with my friend, my dear friend, Professor Muhammad Afzal in Kuwait University, by the way. This was a collaborative work. I was in England. I sent him the compounds, and he did the work there in Kuwait University. And these were the 4 cancerous cells that we actually tested. You know, colorectal, breast, lung, and normal human. You know. So let's have a look. What did we get? Which compounds were sent to Muhammad Afzal, Professor Muhammad Afzal? These were the compounds. I sent him the natural one. I sent him this one. And the reason for this one is in part 2 of my talk. I don't think I'll have time actually, which is a study that we did in Australia on animals. And this compound was quite potent. So I sent him this one as well. And this one is, you know, a furan derivative, which was also very good in the study, animal studies. And the rest of these things are all new things. So they did the study and they found, well, they did the MTT, the usual thing, assay to assess the viability of the cells. And you see this purple color. If there is activity, you see the change. And these were the sort of cells, okay? So the abbreviations for them. So the human breast cells were HTB26, lungs were HTB182, and the colorectal CCL2, 18, and the others were human fibroblasts were CCL15. And so these were tested, and as you can see the protocol there, so with the curcumins, and the growth was monitored by this assay, and this is what they got. And this is what was obtained, and you know, you can see that some of them have actually striking activity. So, for example, if we look at the human breast, this is so that in green, because if we go back, sorry, that one, that's all, look, I put them in green, sorry, lung, I beg your pardon. Human breast ones are in blue, the lung ones are in green, and the colorectal in pink color. So you can see the activities. These are the IC values, micrograms, by the way, per mil. So which one has the lowest value? Well, you can see that, for example, this one here, the first one, curcumin itself. I mean, look, curcumin itself on the top has actually a good result, and the derivatives actually are also quite good. RK107, for example, is good on the HTP. The RK96 is good on that as well. And so you can see different activities and the IC values, right? Let's have a look at some graphs. So we can see that the curcumin, it's got the name, and I'll tell you which one that is. This is the thiophene derivative, the one. The first one is the normal curcumin, and you can see that the activity, you know, you're looking for it's the IC value, low concentration. The graph is concentration versus the inhibition, right? So you can see that normal curcumin that you get from haldi is the pure one, is actually is quite potent on the HT, the human. colorectal, sorry, colorectal. That's the one, that's the story, isn't it? Yeah, that's our story. So the colorectal cells, which is the colon, yeah, that's why the incidence of cancer in the colon is low in our parts, because we take healthy in our food. And this shows, look, this graph shows it has a potency, good potency. And you can see the others have, you know, you need higher concentration, but the natural one is very good. And I think the results for this one is the this is the for the naphthalene one, okay, the naphthalene derivative, which has a potency for the CCl4. Again, it has a very low IC value. So you can see that some of the derivatives are better than the natural one for some of the cancer cells, and the natural one is better than the others derivatives for certain cancers. So there are variations here, and you can see here, these are the last three graphs actually. So you can examine it for yourself, the curves, look. So the IC, this is actually not, this is a striking one. Again, that's you know, colorectal. And this is the compound 5-methylfuran, which we actually knew because we did some animal work in Australia, and we knew this was quite good for anti-inflammatory work. So we didn't test it on animals for cancer. This is in vitro work. So in the how much time? Well, I'm going to conclude here because I think I've gone over the time. So then, this is our conclusion that certain of the activity, I mean, of curcumin is better in HTB compared with the lung cells compared with the colorectal, and that's the order for as I said, for these different compounds. You have different, for one of them, for the natural curcumin, that's the order. For the other compounds, the HTB is again better than or similar to. So you have, you know, HTB seems to be, you know, the most reactive or the most attractive for these curcumins. Okay, so I'm going to just conclude it because I don't want to. So these are my two targets for further work: RK96 and the RK88. We knew RK96 from animal work in Australia for anti-inflammation, and it also shows good anti-cancer. And this RK88 is also very good. So these are candidates for further work, and I mean, we need to do much more. This was in vitro work. We need to do in vivo in the future, hopefully, and develop some more candidates. So, as I said, I have a bank, and I'm always working. I'm trying to make a mustard curcumin at the moment. My concentration is on putting a cancer group at the end of the benzene ring and making a curcumin. I'm nearly there. This year's students will, I think, give me the compound, hopefully. In conclusion, then, I can't do that. That's my second part of the talk, which I can't discuss. In conclusion, I would like to thank the Women's College, Lahore University, for inviting me here, and the Vice Dean and the other staff who have actually been very, busy doing all the work. And I've enjoyed my stay here. Really, it's the second time I've come to Lahore. The first time was 2 years ago. I was having a social trip. Well, I've had some social, interaction with friends here as well. And thanks very much for listening to my talk.
Deans of the faculties, directors, honorable guests, speakers, and the dignitaries on the stage, foreign delegates from UK, USA, Iran, Canada, and Turkey, and UAE. Assalamu alaikum. It gives me immense pleasure to be here today at Lahore College of Lahore College for Women University, one of the oldest and prestigious institution for women in Pakistan. I am grateful to Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Farkhanda Manzoor and Professor Dr. Shagufta Naz, Chairperson, Biotechnology Department of Lahore College, Women University, for inviting me here today at second international conference on new trends in natural sciences, public health, nutrition and safety. I am glad to see the Lahore College Women University is eager to provide the quality education and has made a great contribution in providing and developing women in their future leaderships. This institution has been contributing in the socio-economic development of Pakistan since its inception. I must appreciate all the members of the organizing committee, the faculty, staff and students for organizing this event, and I hope that Lahore College Women University will continue to hold such events to achieve excellence in the fields of research. These conferences provide great opportunities to share the ideas to the students, faculty and young researchers. It also helps policymakers to make strategies for the betterment of the country. The environmental changes are continuously occurring across the world. It is the need of the era to promote research in public health, food, nutrition and safety. These are very crucial topics for sustainable development of the country. I must appreciate this university for providing a platform to the policymakers as well as stakeholders to sit together and discuss international food practices and helping them to implement it locally. Dear students, do not forget you are the future of our country. Your university education is one of the biggest formative forces for your life. Education individuals are the great assets for a country, and educated women build nation. You are the torchbearer for the future. With your unique views and perspectives, your education has enabled you to conquer the world and prove yourselves as empowered women, mothers, daughters and professionals. I wish you all very success and hope that Lahore College Women University will continue to live up to its traditions of excellence in higher education, and this university would be among top research universities of the world in near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. With humble words, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Malik, Professor Dr. Farkhanda Manzoor and Professor Dr. Shagufta Naz to present the Shield of Honours to our two presenters. Ma'am, sir, please if you can join us. Lastly, but not the least, I would like and request Professor Dr. Farkhanda Manzoor and Professor Dr. Shagufta Naz to present the Shield of Honour to our worthy chief guest, Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Malik. Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure to have you within us. Further, I would like to request all the delegates who are sitting here in the stage to please come up for a group photo. Sir, we would also like to invite all the national speakers to please, if you can come and join us on the stage for a group photo. It will be very kind of you. I would also like to invite all the organizing committee of this conference to please join for a photograph. Organizing committee. Thank you, all of us. We would like to invite our worthy guests for a cup of tea in the committee room. All our worthy guests, please, you are cordially invited to join us in the committee room for a cup of tea. And for the students, please keep on seating. Nobody is going to be going out right now. And please show some discipline.